All we got is us look down the bench like it's championship or bust. Next man up. All we got is us look down the bench like it's championship or bust. Next man up. What up, y'all? What up, y'all? Welcome to Bucket for Bucket Podcast. I am your host, Rem. Jimmy fucking Butler scorches the Celtics again and completely obliterates home court advantage. The WNBA kicked off. Game 3 for the Lakers and the Nuggets is tonight. But before we tap into all of this, please do hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn on your notifications, and share with a friend. We are Bucket for Bucket Podcast. I am your host, Rem. Please do follow me at Real Remedy Music and follow us on all platforms at B4 Bucket Podcast on all of them social media platforms. Again, I'm excited to have y'all here to tap in with y'all. Jimmy freaking Butler, that is him, or Himmy, whatever you want to call him. He went at it again and killed the Celtics last night on their home floor for another upset. The final score for that game was... what was that final score? Damn, man, I thought I had my stats up and now all of a sudden they missing. My bad. The final score was 111 to 105. And please do go back to the previous episode where we are 2-0 for predictions with this Miami series. We did say that this would go, and also the other series. We said that Miami will go up 2-0 and that Denver will go up 2-0, and that they did. That exactly they did. I love to see what I'm watching from Jimmy Butler, man. It was a chippy, testy one. I hear a lot of people on Twitter talking like, oh, Grant Williams poked the bear. He shouldn't have poked the bear and did this, that, and the third. Yo, it's competition. It's healthy competition. Yeah, if you're not out there balling like that, first of all, I'm disappointed in the Celtics because y'all wasn't there for y'all mans. Grant Williams was the only one who came out there fiery with all the energy and passion that he needed to go out there and fight Jimmy Butler, because that's what you got to do. You gotta really bring it to Jimmy. And look, Joe Mazzulla took him out the game, and then the guys, they ain't go on to play with effectiveness to take him out or play with that same fire. You heard him after the press conference. His mommy and daddy ain't raised him like that. He ain't soft. He's not like that. But one thing I want to bring up about Grant Williams, he was prolific last playoffs. He was huge in not only slowing down KD, but slowing down the other guys, slowing down the Giannis's, and helping them get to the finals. And this year, I know y'all got additions like Brogdon and Derek White, but you have to find the minutes for Grant Williams, especially in the playoffs. Joe Mazzulla, right now, your current grade is a D right now for your coaching job or what you're doing with the Celtics. I ain't gonna lie, it's looking crazy. But let's get to the numbers real quick, because this game was different. It was definitely a good game. But I want to talk about some of the numbers real quick, the first half numbers, because Miami did go up. There was a couple of lead changes, but Miami took a 54-50 lead going into the half. Miami Heat had a 13-5 Heat run. There was a 24-4 Celtics run, and then there was a 17-2 Miami Heat run, which helped them go up in that first half. But it was the second half that told the next story. And then these three guys played huge. Sometimes Miami don't really got a big three, but I'm lying, they do have a big three. They have Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and Eric Spoelstra. And then whoever else goes by, they lead by committee. I always talking about the 7 undrafted players and everything like that. The Caleb Martins, the Max Struses and everything like that. I shitted on Max Strus on one of the Knicks episodes. And he's a baller. He's a baller. Gabe Vincent is a baller. All those other guys, Duncan Robinson, even Azella off the bench, bringing in that toughness. Miami Heat is embodying what Pat Riley, put together, the culture. And then you have a star like Jimmy Butler, who's Jimmy Butler. He is the Miami Heat culture. Even before he got there, he's that guy. So you're gonna get some success with that. And right now they up 2-0 going into Miami. 2 games away from the NBA Finals, and that's crazy. That's crazy to me. But let's go about the numbers. Jimmy had 27 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and he had 3 steals. You remember that's 9 steals in 2 games. He had 6 steals game 1, and now he followed up with 3 steals. Caleb Martin had 25 points,
11 of 16 from the field, and he had 4 rebounds. And then Bam Adebayo, he flirted with a triple-double. Me and my homies, the Prize Picks Gurus chat, we always be talking shit about Bam because he be really fucking up our tickets when it's time to pick him for rebounds and stuff like that. But he showed why he's a pretty decent center in this league, and he dropped 22 points, 16 rebounds, and 9 assists. And he's going up against Robert Williams and Al Horford. So that's a lot to say. And then, it's really a lot to say. But let's talk about the moments that got this game to be where it was, because it was in the fourth quarter. Things got chippy, and this is where the sources say that Jimmy Butler kept looking over to Coach Mazzulla and say, "You thought this would work?" Pointing at Grant Williams. "You thought this would work?" And every time Butler hunted and he scored on Grant Williams, he said, "This is what you wanted." He even said something to Jason Tatum when Jason Tatum switched off, like, "Yo, you next. And he wasn't lying. He's a cold-blooded assassin. You gotta watch out for a man like Jimmy Butler. He will kill you. He will eat your family. And you just can't sleep on him, and you can't talk to him. He said one thing that they learned is you probably shouldn't talk to him. And you know what? I still keep talking if I'm the Celtics. You got to keep playing with that fire. Do not let this man eat you alive. But in all actuality, that's what we want, because we don't want to see no fucking bum-ass Celtics make it back. Even though we got beef with the Heat, for taking us out, taking our squad out, we don't want to see the Celtics go all the way. All right, but that's not what we want to see. We're not here for that. A lot of the blame is going on Jason Tatum. He's been absent in these fourth quarters. They are looking for him to be that superstar, that closer. But this ain't on Jason Tatum, man. Jason Tatum had an amazing game. He had 34 points, 13 rebounds, 8 assists. Yes, he turned the ball over a lot. Another 5 turnovers. Some turnovers at the end. But so did Jaylen Brown, and so did the rest of the team. Jaylen Brown only had 16 points. He has to do better. He shot 7 of 23. That's despicable. Marcus Smart only with 7 points, 3 assists. Derek White, 11 points. Al Horford, only 2 points on 1 of 5 shooting. Robert Williams had an amazing game. He had 13 points. But guess what? You got to rebound the basketball, Robert Williams. That's what you did for. And he only had 3 rebounds. So that front court only had 7 rebounds. Robert Williams and Al Horford. That's a huge part. Jason Tatum cannot be your leading rebounder when you guys have bigs like Horford and Robert Williams on your squad. And then Grant Williams, he did his thing with his 9 points off the bench, but like I said, it appeared to be he poked the bear and he shouldn't have, and that is the story that we're going with. But yeah, they go down 2-0. Let me know how much trouble you think Boston is in. Do you think Boston can go into Miami and steal 2 games? Me personally, I do think that they can. I believe they will win the next game. They will win game 3, but they are going to go 1-1 in Boston, in Miami. That's what I believe. I do believe that Miami's going to close this out in 6 games. But we'll see if I'm right. We'll see if I'm wrong. Doesn't matter. I don't get paid for this unless I hit a parlay or something. Fingers crossed. But yeah, that's all I have for y'all in terms of that game. Game was an amazing game, and you love to see it. What y'all think? What y'all think the series closes out to, and who wins it all? And does Joe Mazzulla get fired after this? Because I think he probably should. I think he should probably get clipped because they gave him the extension without seeing him coach a playoff game, and that was very premeditated. They wanted to get MA out the door so bad, but they gave Joe Mazzulla a 4-year extension before they even seen him coach a playoff game. And look at, here we are. He's getting out-coached, not making great adjustments, and they in trouble. They look like they in trouble right now. So tell me what your thoughts are. They saying Joe got to stop watching The Town 4 times a week and focus on coaching. Watch your team, bro. That's all I got to tell you. Watch your team. But that's it. We're happy. The Celtics are down 0-2. Again, I'm your host, Rem, from Bucket for Bucket Podcast. I'll put in some highlights and some clips for y'all to see Jimmy Butler scorching these fools. And we'll talk some more. Tonight is Game 3 with the Lakers and the Denver Nuggets. We do have the Denver Nuggets going up 3-0, but tell me your thoughts. What do you think is going to happen tonight, y'all? Hit that link in the bio. Peace.
All we got is us, look down the bench like it's championship or bust. Next man up. All we got is us, look down the bench like it's championship or bust. Next man up. Yeah, the strong survive, the will to rise. Get rich or die. I kill for mine. Look in my eyes, get out the lane. You see the drive. If this a game of thrones for throne, that make me catch a bone. I'm cold, my name is Stone, born winner. Now all you gotta do is trust. Look at the bench, yo, the championship a must. We like next man up.